Multifamily is one of the most powerful tools that can make you wealthy, as in create generational wealth. But have you wondered how come most people that invest in it are not wealthy? Not because multifamily doesn't work, but just because of the way they approach it. So today I'm going to tell you why some people invest in multifamily, but still there's no difference with them and every other regular person. So don't touch that button, listen to the end so that you know how to start approaching multifamily. So today I'm going to tell you the uncomfortable truth why some people invest in multifamily, but still there's no difference between them and every other regular W2 workers. They treat it as a side hustle. There is no system, no process, no long-term strategy, no asset management discipline, because wealth is actually built through intentional decisions, not just occasional involvement. And that's what we see around. That's what so many people do. Another reason is that some people's idea is once I buy it, then that's it. No, just buying a deal is not going to cut it for you. But operating it, that is what will lead to wealth. Do you know that some people underestimate property management, expense control, income optimization? Multifamily, if you understand it very well, you know that it's operational. It doesn't happen overnight. So you have to put in the work for it to translate into value. What I see is that many investors are just chasing after number of units. They are not really particular about the number. So the beginning is already faulty. They are underwriting deals and they are really overpriced, and definitely when a deal is overpriced, the deal will never deliver what it's supposed to deliver. I always make this statement and people wonder why. You make money when you buy. That is, for you to start getting wealth, or for you to be wealthy with multifamily, starts from the acquisition part. That is, you have to buy right, it must not be overpriced, then you have to operate it right as well. So buying it more than it's worth, that is number one way to fail. And number one reason why some of them are not achieving that goal of creating wealth. We saw that play out in 2020, 2021, 2022. So many people were buying properties just because they wanted to jump into multifamily. It was so overpriced. We are currently seeing foreclosures in the market. So rather than them getting wealth, we are seeing them even going poorer, because if you're foreclosed, it's very difficult for you to go into investment or for any lender to even give you money, because it's going to be in your record for a long time. So wouldn't it have been better for you not to have invested than investing and it being foreclosed? They ignore the market fundamentals. They always assume that income will go up and it will make up for their bad judgment of buying a bad deal. They always assume that expenses will go down. When in the world does expenses go down? In some cases they really do, but in some cases it is what it is. It doesn't go down, it goes up. So why would you think that you can bypass the market and do what you need to do? It's not strategy, but discipline protects capital and builds wealth over time. Another reason is that some avoid completely the use of leverage, and some that even use it, they overdo it. That means they are over leveraged, not knowing that wealth is built by using leverage strategically, preserving liquid and managing risk, and also maintaining optionality. That is why the people that build wealth with multifamily use leverage strategically. Why people don't get wealthy with multifamily is because they forget that taxes quietly erase returns. Many investors don't even know how depreciation works in multifamily, but the benefit of using cost segregation. I know some investors that don't even do cost segregation, and there's a lot of benefit in doing cost segregation. For those of you that don't understand what cost segregation is a report performed by an analyst that goes down and depreciates your property except the land, and you can collect all the tax depreciation within a year. For residential, it's about 27 years. For commercial, it's about 39 years or so. But in this case, you can get all your benefits within 1 year. And some investors don't know that that is a very critical way you can create wealth in multifamily, by using the tax benefit that it has provided to you, and that is by doing cost segregation and accelerating your depreciation and getting it all and using them to write off your tax liabilities after taxes, not before. I say with many people in my community, some of them want 100% control, and they prefer that than being liquid. So they prefer to have all their money invested in one deal and have all the control than having to partner with people using leverage to grow their wealth. They become illiquid, they are exposed to risk, because at this point in time, they are not sharing the risk with anybody. And like I said in my previous video, Control in multifamily comes from the operating agreement, not from the checks that you cut or how big is the check that you cut. Very important one that people forget to understand is that wealth is built by repetition and by compounding. You don't just do one and assume that that one will take you to the peak. No, there is something called compounding, how you can compound wealth, and there's something called repetition. So that is why every year I try to see that I close 1 to 2 deals, and it's intentional because I understand how wealth works. Because wealth builds by repeating the same process all over again and compounding. And that is how you build wealth. What will make you wealthy is a portfolio. And if you know what I'm saying, a portfolio is not one deal. So don't do one deal and say, oh, you told me, baby, I was going to get wealthy with multifamily. No, it's a repetition. One day will not cut it because each property teaches different lessons. I always say it, no single property is the same, but you know that scaling multiplies returns through generational wealth. But some people create generational wealth using multifamily because they combine education, structure, discipline execution, smart leverage, and long-term vision. And they treat multifamily as a business, not an hobby, because they plan for legacy and not short-term gains. And that is the difference between temporary success and long-term wealth that lasts for generations. Most people don't get wealthy with multifamily because they approach it emotionally and casually or impatiently. Some people can just wait. They feel that it's a walk in the park. Multifamily rewards discipline, structure, and time. That is when done right, because it doesn't just build income, it builds legacy. I'll see you in my next episode. Bye-bye.